Hello, and welcome to this first episode of my new podcast. I am so excited and I'm delighted that you have joined me. So I thought I would kick off this podcast by, first of all, answering the question, why Instagram? I thought that was probably a really good place to start, don't you? So why Instagram? Why am I on Instagram? And why do I think that you and your business should be on Instagram? Or if you're already on Instagram, which I know, of course, a lot of you are, then why do I think Instagram is a really good investment of your time? So the first way I'm going to answer this is your ideal customers are on Instagram. Your ideal customers are on Instagram. So you need to be on Instagram too. There are 2 billion monthly active users on Instagram. Now that's active users. That's not just 2 billion people who have signed up for an Instagram account and, never log in, never check their feeds. It's 2 billion monthly active users on Instagram. Now, I'm not usually one to quote statistics and numbers and figures and things like that because I just think, well, when you've gone to listen to a talk, maybe online or something like that, and the speaker starts off with a whole slide of statistics, and you kind of know that it's actually just to pad out time and to fill in a bit of time. And those numbers kind of go in one ear and out the other ear. So don't worry, I'm not doing that to you. But I just think that one statistic there is a huge one, 2 billion. And I think it's really important as well because not that long ago, I was actually saying there are 1 billion monthly active users on Instagram. Okay. And now there are 2 billion. And maybe you're listening to this, months, years down the line, and now there's 3 billion. So it's a lot of people. And in amongst that number, there are your ideal customers and clients. I promise you they're there. If you're listening to this, though, thinking, nah, my ideal customers aren't on Instagram, then first of all, I would say to you, yes, they are. And secondly, I would just love you to DM me and we'll have a chat about it in my DMs. I'm on Instagram. I'm at Creative Puddles. DM me. Let me know that you've listened to this episode so I know, what it's in connection with and why you're messaging me. And just message me and say that you don't think that your ideal customers are on Instagram and let's have a chat about it. I'll open your eyes to the fact that your ideal customers really are on Instagram. So your ideal customers are on Instagram, and Instagram is a really good platform for being able to connect with your ideal customers. You can jump into the feeds of your ideal customers. You can engage on their posts. You can have conversations with them. You can interact with them. Now, I'm not talking about in a hard sell, icky kind of salesy kind of way. I'm just talking about getting in front of them in more of a networking, conversational kind of way, and really making sure that you and your business are visible to them. But Instagram's a really good way of connecting with your ideal customers. It's also a really friendly platform. I've never had any issues on Instagram at all. I've never had any nasty comments or anything like that. So it's a really good place for building community, for having conversations, and for connecting with your ideal customers. And of course, with this huge number of people who are using Instagram, you can use it as a fantastic source of traffic. So not only where people are going to find you on Instagram, but then they're then going to click on your link in your bio and find you in other places. So that could be going straight to your website or joining your Facebook group or joining your email list. So make sure that your links are working. You can now have 5 links in your bio. So that's a fantastic number of links to have. So make sure you use those wisely. And like I say, just every now and then check that your links are correct and check that they're working. I also think that you should be on Instagram because There are so many free ways of getting your business visible on Instagram. This is one of the things that I really love the most about Instagram is there are just so many free ways. And who doesn't love a free way of getting visible on Instagram? Now, you can pay for an ad, you can pay to boost a post, and I've got nothing against that at all, but it's just human nature. There's something that's triggered within us. You might not even realize it, but when you're scrolling through Instagram, when you see a post that is clearly an ad, that it maybe has sponsored written on it or something like that, but you just know it's an ad, for some reason, we all just automatically scroll past it really fast. So that's why I love the fact there are so many free ways of getting visible on Instagram, and that these free ways are often a lot more effective than paying for an ad. I think that people just prefer to see real posts, authentic posts, genuine posts. And when it says sponsored on it, it just triggers in your brain that this isn't an authentic post. Now, of course it is. Do you see what I'm saying? But you just tend to scroll straight on past it. It's like, oh, I'm being sold at, it's advertising. So free posts that you can freely do on your own grid that get put into other people's home feeds, end up on the search pages, are, I think, the best way of getting visible on Instagram. And of course, don't forget about hashtags. Hashtags are free to use. And each hashtag is a little bit like a free promotion of your post in an authentic kind of way. So every time you use a hashtag, then your post gets in front of the right kinds of people, as long as you're using the right kinds of hashtags, of course. And like I say, hashtags are free to use. Another thing that I love about Instagram, and another reason why you need to be on Instagram, is it's a level playing field with those big brands. And in fact, is it level, or maybe you have the advantage over big brands? I think that maybe you have the advantage over big brands. As a small business owner, as a solopreneur, or, maybe you have a very small team, you and me, we can really get our personalities across on Instagram. We have control of our own Instagram feed. It's not a huge team. It's not a huge company controlling the Instagram with somebody different doing it, every week or every month. We have control over our Instagram feeds, and we can let our personalities shine through on Instagram in a way that the larger brands can't. And when people come onto Instagram, they really want to get to know the person behind the business too. So this is where I think you have a great advantage over bigger brands, that you can get your personality across, that you can really get your business to stand out against other businesses, and you can really build that know, like, and trust factor by showing who you are on your feed. And remember, your posts too can go viral. Your posts can end up in the top posts section. So it doesn't really matter what size of business you are. It doesn't matter what size of account you have. You still have a great opportunity of high visibility of your posts. So in that way, I think you have an advantage being a solopreneur or being a small business owner. So I hope I have given you some really good reasons why Instagram is the place to be, why if you're not on Instagram, you should get onto Instagram, or if you're on Instagram, you should think about investing a bit more time into Instagram. It's a really exciting platform, and like I say, you can do really, really well on Instagram for you and your business. So I hope that has enthused you, and I hope that has motivated you. And please remember, if I can do it, so can you.